Prashant Tripathy joins us, represents Max Financials. Prashant, good morning. Thank you for joining us. Before I get into specifics as to how life has changed for you or how life will change for you after the Yes Bank promoter change, what is happening to ULIPs in this environment? What is happening to the insurance term selling in this kind of an environment? Because our understanding is March is the peak period for ULIP and for term insurance sales.
Thank you very much, and good morning to everyone. Let me first begin with where we are on Yes Bank. Personally, on behalf of our group, also quite pleased with the development at Yes Bank. They're going to start operations very soon. We believe in the franchise, and let me talk about our relationship at two levels. First, we have an ongoing bank assurance relationship, which is 15 years old. This relationship is perhaps the oldest relationship where there is no promoter bank or bank-based promoter involved. So this is a relationship which has lasted for many years, and it continues to be ever strong. We believe in the management team, and together we have grown quite stupendously over at least last 5-6 years. Of course there was a hiatus because of the embargo that got imposed, but I'm very happy that the operations are going to begin now, and hopefully when the bank starts, we'll be able to witness the growth that we have seen. By the way, despite all the issues that Yes Bank has faced this year, by the last month, bank assurance, which is insurance sales from Yes Bank, has grown year on year 21%, and that's one of the most prominent lines which has done very well for the banks as well as for us. And I'm hopeful that as things normalize, we will come back to the winning ways that we've always witnessed. So I feel very good. Our relationship is deep and hopefully quite long, and I wish all the best to bank, and I'm sure our future will be great together on bank assurance. The other one, which the market has been asking a lot of questions about us, is with respect to our exposure in Yes Bank. So let me clarify one more time that we have no tier 1 bond exposure in Yes Bank. We have no tier 1 bond exposure in Yes Bank. With the restructuring plan that has got approved and has been enforced now, the tier 2 bonds are safe, and we always had exposure in tier 2 bonds. So from investment perspective, we are safe. All our investment is intact, and I outlook a bright future together with Yes Bank, with our investment being in good shape, with the restructure, with all the marquee brands now coming as promoters. You have seen how stock market has welcomed this change. So I remain very, very optimistic with the avenues that we have with the bank. Talking about how the life has changed, honestly, it has not changed quite drastically. March is looking reasonably okay. We are growing across, and hopefully by the time we finish, despite the issues with Yes Bank, we will have positive growth as we finish. But as you can understand, it is changing every day, and it remains quite unpredictable, and one will be in a better situation to comment whether there's a shift in how we are feeling our growth avenues only in a couple of weeks' time, once we know where India stands. However, it suffices to share that one will expect some bit of slowness. Life insurance as a sector has done very well this year. The industry has been growing between 15 to 20%. With our kind of sales, which is predominantly retail oriented, based on footfalls in the bank, based on one-to-one selling, and some bit of social restraint that people are trying to apply, logically one would expect some bit of slowdown. But until now, setting on 18th of the month, I'm not seeing that kind of degrowth at all. I think things are looking okay. So maybe in a couple of weeks' time, I'll be able to share with you, how the market would pan out. With respect to growth in protection first, protection is something that people do like, and we are witnessing very strong growth. In the month of February, the protection sales grew 78% for Max Life Insurance. And for all the large players, we have been trying very hard to increase the penetration of protection. So that journey continues. Hopefully, it will, whatever is happening will give a bit of impetus to protection growth. ULIPs again are, the ULIPs are invested over a long period of time. So even if the markets slow down, I think our pitch to the customers is because one has to pay premium over a long period of time, it will get evened out, and hopefully equity will turn out to be a better instrument if you're buying something for 10-15 years. So we continue down that path. ULIP constitutes about 40% of our sales, and it continues to be that way. So at this point, just to summarize on all three, very happy with Yes Bank. We're very in good space. Sales unimpacted so far, but one would have to wait for a couple of weeks to see how it pans out. And protection growth looks great. Even on ULIP, we're not seeing a very significant impact so far.
Okay, so let me come back on Yes Bank first. 10% to 11% of your total sales, they come from Yes Bank. Banking is all about trust. Now imagine the mindset of a customer. The customer will go to Yes Bank after the moratorium is lifted, not to buy insurance policies, but to redeem or take out money and move to other bank. So if the mindset of the customer and the brand preference toward Yes Bank has changed, which we have to admit, we cannot deny it, what happens to your business? Because like I said, banking business is all about trust. When you lose trust, you will not be able to incline to give even fee-based business to that bank.
Yeah, I think your point is valid, but one needs to see, the change in the bank. Now the bank has promoters as all the marquee brands. The RBI governor himself went public talking about creating trust, and I'm sure there'll be very intense communication plan that the bank would have planned once they witness that there's an issue with respect to withdrawals. There might be a small time withdrawal symptoms, but overall I think the bank will find its feet and will start to grow. So worst case scenario, one might see an impact over 60-90 days, but beyond of that, my sense is that it will stabilize, and after that we have witnessed that in last few years Yes Bank has built a very good retail network. The team in retail is really fantastic, and they have grown the retail business quite substantially. So the moral of the story is there might be a brief period where there may be impact, and it is really conjecture on my part, but overall I think the brand is very strong, and with the communication, with the marquee set of investors now present, with all the comfort that's being given to the investors, especially retail investors, it will come back to normal. I do confirm that we have about 10 to 11% of our sales that comes from Yes Bank, but equally, it is as a proportion of our VNB, it's a small single digit. So one just needs to see the relationship is going strong. We're partners for a very long period of time. We'll just persevere and work with the bank to make sure that the sales comes back to where it was.
Mr. Tripathy, with LIC, plans talking about it getting listed, how do you see the industry dynamics changing? How do you see private players gaining market share vis-a-vis the public players? And what is the market share that you'd be eyeing in light of this?
That's a very good question, and I don't know whether it's the good time to really think about how the market will evolve, considering that all the listed life insurance companies have witnessed 25-30% of erosion of the market valuation. Nevertheless, hopefully, and I remain optimistic that in a couple of months' time it will all stabilize. I think the fact is that life insurance is a very basic and very fundamental product. and the growth rates have been fantastic. It's a robust, industry. It has shown perseverance even last couple of years, and consumers continue to prefer life insurance. So fundamentally, what builds value in terms of consumer demand is intact, and hopefully that will continue to drive valuation. Now, in that space, if one were to look at listing of LIC, I think it's a very welcome move. LIC is a coveted brand. People trust LIC a lot, and with LIC getting listed, the entire industry will get some bit of impetus in terms of visibility, in terms of confidence, in terms of being closer to customers. And all said and done, if you look at the depth of life insurance industry in terms of overall valuation, it is nowhere compared to developed market, it is nowhere compared to China. So there's a lot of potential, and of course there's room for more listed players to exist. It will, I personally believe that it will drive the industry in the right direction.
Okay.
From our perspective, we do target.
Okay. Great. Thanks for that, Mr. Tripathy. We'll leave it there, but thank you. Sounding positive on the way forward, regardless of all recent developments and events as well.